What's up, everyone? Welcome to Target Focus Life. Today I have the Rizzini BR110 Sporter IPS sporting shotgun. This will be my first Rizzini review. I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So if you're looking for a detailed, in-depth review and to learn about the Rizzini brand, here we go. Let's go! I'm just not the same when I don't have energy and focus. After all, this is Target Focus Life. One of my favorite products from Mountain Ops is Ignite. I have an Ignite almost every morning. It's got like 200 milligrams of caffeine. Gets me jacked up, but not too jacked up, you know what I mean? But what I love most is it has elements in here, ingredients. I won't read them off, but it helps with focus, like clarity and focus. I really feel like I can start my morning out strong, whether I'm in the office or in the field. And this Mountain Ops Ignite Light is a new product, half the caffeine. So I sometimes like another shot of Ignite in the afternoon. I just mix it in with my water, and I don't have to get too much caffeine in the afternoon. I like to tone it down so it doesn't affect my sleep. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Mountain Ops. They make awesome stuff, but we better get back to the video. Let's go! Well, I am excited about this review today because over the last two and a half years, I've done a lot of reviews, but it's kind of been your run-of-the-mill companies. Your Brownings, your Berettas, your Benellis, your Mossbergs. But today we have the Rizzini. This is my first Rizzini review. They actually sent me this shotgun, so shout out to Rizzini for doing that. Rizzinis are manufactured in Italy, imported by Fierce Firearms. And this shotgun, the BR110 Sporter, is, just as the name implies, a sporting shotgun made for clay shooting. Now, what Rizzini says with the BR110 is that it was their award-winning platform field gun and best in value for an over-under shotgun, so they turned it into a sporter. They also say this gun will exceed your expectations. Will it really? We'll see. At first glance, I love the way this gun looks. We'll talk a little bit more on that in a minute, but let's get started with the specs of this shotgun. This is a 12 gauge shotgun. The Sporter is also available in 20, 28, and 410. So we got some different bore options there. This is the Sporter BR110 Sporter IPS. There is a BR110 Sporter that is a little bit different, where it doesn't have the adjustable comb. It doesn't have the adjustable rib, which we'll talk about in a minute. And that makes it a lot more affordable. So this shotgun, the IPS, has a MSRP of $3,565. Hold up, wait a minute. I know what you might be thinking. So best value shotgun? Like I've reviewed $800 shotguns. This is not your budget shotgun. Well, sort of, it sort of is. Rizzini makes shotguns that range from in the 2000s to $13,000+. So when it comes to their lineup of shotguns, this is the budget-friendly option. So it's a little bit relative. That being said, when we look at all the different manufacturers that make sporting specific guns, this is right in there in the same vicinity as, say, like a Browning 725 sporting, although there are some major differences, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But as far as specs, out of the box, length of pull, we are coming in at, I'm getting 14 3/4. So that is a really close gun to fitting me. It's maybe a hair too short. We'll see how it fits in a minute. Of course, you could make it longer. Making it shorter is going to require you to cut it, which is really tough. But the comb is adjustable. I always like an adjustable comb, specifically for me, because I got the long face, the long neck, a long distance between my eye and the top of my collarbone, which means you generally need a higher gun. I've already adjusted this gun, set it up for me. One thing off the bat that has frustrated me with this gun, which isn't a big deal, this shotgun combo gauge is magnetic. And this rib, I don't know what material it is, but it is not a magnetic metal. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. I don't have straps, but I'm looking at, I got 1.25 inches there at the peak, and about 1 inch, just under 1.5 inches at the face. So it's really easy to adjust this gun. In the box, you get this Rizzini wrench, really easy to loosen the comb up. When we take this off, I'll show you what this looks like real quick. You can loosen these two bolts here, and then the post can slide to the left or right to control your cast. Now the posts are connected, so you can't control them independently. They are going to slide together. Gives you some good options there to get your height where you need it, to get your cast where you need it. And after all, when a shotgun fits you ideally, you tend to shoot a heck of a lot better. There are marks on those posts, so you can go back to the spot you were at, which is handy. So let's take a look at the stock. This gun tips the scales at 8 pounds, but let's not take their word for it. Did you lie to us, Rizzini? Did you lie? This gun is tipping the scale at 8 pounds, 14.3 ounces. So it's getting close to a 9-pound gun. One thing I've learned, either manufacturers aren't correct on their weight most of the time, or my scale's broken and doesn't have the accurate weight. But generally I find that the weights on the website are not very accurate. So 8 pounds, 14 ounces. It is a heavier gun. We'll look at ergonomics and the feel and the balance here in a minute, but it's a sporting gun. We're okay with it being heavier because that's going to help us manage recoil, going to give us a smooth swing. One last thing to take a look at. Let's look at the trigger. It has a inertia trigger, does not reset. Great feeling trigger. It's less than 9 pounds, I can tell you that much. It might be sub 5. Jordan says 4.5. I'm going 4 pounds, 14 ounces. Oh, that's light. 2 pounds, 14 ounces. 3 pounds, 10 ounces. So we're under 4 pounds. 3 pounds, 5 ounces was the average there. I'm gonna do one more because that first pull was extremely light. 3 pounds, 9 ounces. That officially makes this the lightest trigger that I've ever pulled. Right around 4 pound trigger. That is really cool. The trigger feels great. Great feeling trigger. That's number one, a big highlight so far. Now the Sporter IPS comes in 3 different barrel length options, 28, 30, and 32. And it comes with 5 extended choke tubes. I didn't switch them out with Carlson's for this review. I want to see how these Rizzini choke tubes on this little bit nicer gun perform. On top of coming with those 5 choke tubes, it does come with this nice case, hard-sided case, all sorts of goodies inside. A Rizzini sticker. There's one Rizzini sticker, another Rizzini sticker, a Rizzini patch. I mean, just full of little goodies. But then on more of the practical side, it has some tools. It has this nice wrench. Usually you just get like a cheap Allen like this in the box. And it also has an Allen to take off the stock. So if you go in the stock here, you can actually go up in there and loosen that, which will allow you to take the trigger out. So I like that. A lot of added accessories. Let's look at the ergonomics. Let's look at the form, the fit, the function. First of all, we've already talked about it, adjustable comb for cast and for drop. I think that's an easy no-brainer on a sporting gun because most of the time right out of the box, a gun isn't gonna fit you perfectly. That is rare. Length of pull, it is long. It may not work for you if you're much shorter than 14 3/4-ish. This has grade 2 wood. You can tell it looks much nicer than most of your standard grade woods. It's not high-end wood, it's not fancy, but it looks really nice. And then I'm looking at the checkering here. This is 26 line per inch checkering. Really fine checkering on there. Looks really nice. A lot of your standard shotguns, even in this price point, are 18-ish lines per inch checkering. So nice job there, Rizzini. I like that. Has a palm swell on the right-hand side. That feels really nice. It's got a matte gray finish on the steel receiver. It has an adjustable rib, which is really neat. You push in the button. Right here, there's a button, and then it clicks into place. And there's 3 different clicks, I believe. So you can adjust your point of impact a little bit with that. I don't know what material this rib is made out of. It might be aluminum. Don't quote me on that, but it might be aluminum. Has a mid bead and a white front bead. 2 beads, I like that. Has the Rizzini logo right here. That looks really nice. As far as engraving, there isn't really much going on here. It says Rizzini on the side, and then it has BR110 Sporter on the bottom. There is a little bit of engraving on the top lever and on the barrel selector and safety. On the bottom of the forend, it has this diamond shape there. That looks nice, a nice subtle touch. This gun is very subtle. It's not a flashy gun at all, but it looks very clean. It looks modern. I like the matte finishes. Great overall looking gun. The forend is a rounded forend, really no grooves or contours. So it really allows you to customize your hold. It has the checkering all the way through. Look at the checkering pretty much covers the whole forend. So no matter where you're at, you got consistent texture, consistent grip. It feels awesome in the hands. It's pretty well balanced close to the hinge point. Yeah, it might feel heavy because this is review number 3 of the day and my arm's getting tired. Okay, I'm just a man. Mount's really nice. So as far as ergonomics, a lot to like about this gun. Very classy looking gun. Function is, similar to any other over-under that you would have. It has ejectors, top tang safety with barrel selectors. As I mentioned earlier, the trigger is inertia, so it's only going to reset after the shot. Let's now take a look at recoil and reliability, primarily recoil. This is a target gun, so of course we're going to be shooting some target ammo. I have Federal Top Gun 1 ounce and 1/8. Let me throw the ears in here, eyes and ears, always when we're shooting. If you're ever curious what I'm wearing for eyes and ears, what I recommend, I do have links and discount codes in the description. Handles recoil really nice. Of course, it is almost a 9-pound gun. We would expect it to. It's set up to fit me well. Let's try a few off the machine here. Oh yeah, that swings nice, shoots nice, easy on the recoil. Now that I have it set up to fit me, that feels good. I shot this gun a little bit before I had it set up to fit me, and I was taking quite a bit of recoil into my face. I was shooting trap, I was starting pre-mounted, and my mount is a little bit different when I shoot trap. But having a gun that can fit you makes a world of difference when it comes to how you feel that recoil. So I like the way it feels. Out of curiosity, what if we try some pheasant loads, some prairie storm traveling at 1,500 feet per second? This will tell us how the recoil is. Still primarily back into my shoulder. Real smooth swinging gun. When I'm hitting these targets, they are breaking pretty well, pretty darn well. A lot of guns I review, I hit targets and I'm just not totally pleased with how well I hit them. They do have lengthened forcing cones, which generally will give you a little bit better shot performance, shot pattern. I don't know much about these choke tubes, but everything is shooting really well so far. So when it comes to recoil and reliability, recoil is great. I wouldn't even mind putting a Falcon Strike on there, even less than a little bit more. Link down in the description for that if you're interested. If I'm spending this much money, I want my gun kind of custom tailored to shoot well, right? It's not bad on recoil, but it could be better. Reliability, I don't know. I haven't shot 10,000 rounds through it. If you have a Rizzini BR110 Sporter or Sporter IPS, let us know down in the comments. How has it performed for you? How has it performed over time? Like, how many rounds do you have through it? Have you had any issues? Do you love the gun? Is it just okay? Let us know your thoughts down below. Now, when it comes to quality of build, Rizzini does have this certificate that is primarily in other languages for a 2-year warranty. But then if you look, Rizzini is imported by Fierce Firearms. They offer a lifetime warranty against manufacturer's defects. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. To break it down, we have a push button on the top of the forend. That slides off. Everything just seems to be solid on this gun. I'm impressed with the quality of build so far. Good craftsmanship. Barrels off. And then looking at the receiver, the locking lug is at the bottom of the receiver. A lot of hinge surface. I do not have any concerns that this gun is well made, that it's gonna last for a long time. But again, hey, if you have experience with it, let us know. What has your experience been? How well does it hold up? We're back at it, and it's time for some speed shooting with the Rizzini BR110 Sporter IPS. Why do we speed shoot? Because it all comes together. The triggers, the pointability, the fit. This really gives me a good idea when I'm on the clock, when I'm pressured, when I'm rushing. How does this gun handle? So let's go ahead and get on the clock. Oh man, rarely do I come out and just dust them. A 1-1-4 with a 2-5 split. Those clays were gone. Dust, powder, crushed. Woo! did throw a little bit early. 7.6, never mind. 9 to 9. 7.6 to get on the clay. 2-3 split. Not the fastest splits. I thought I'd be having faster splits with this super light trigger, but I can tell you that when I'm pulling that trigger, clays are breaking. I've shot a lot of guns and I know that it's not easy to do this. So this is telling me this has got a good trigger. It's not causing me to rip or flinch or move a whole lot. Recoil straight back, it's just boom, boom. And these clays are dust. I cheated, threw too early, but man, am I loving how natural this comes up, how quick I'm able to shoot those clays. I had to wait for those clays to split, so it's not the fastest time. 2-2 split. I'm right there with the 2-2 split just about every time. Loving the trigger. 84, my lucky number. 2-1 split. My splits aren't the fastest, but at the end of the day, with what we're talking about, the practicality of this shotgun, you don't need to be faster than that. What I'm noticing is how fast I'm able to get on target, how fast I'm able to recover from the lack of recoil, and that trigger. Guys, believe me when I say I've shot a lot of guns. Those $800, even $1,000 guns, very noticeable difference. Now, if that's what you have to do, if that's what your budget is, no problem. Those guns will work. But when you start jumping up around that $3,000, $3,500 mark, you get a totally different gun. A well-built machine that looks nicer, performs better, has a better trigger, has a better overall experience. And I think that's exactly what we have in the Rizzini BR110. I gotta shoot a few more off the machines. Maybe we gotta make it a little more difficult. Should we try some harder shots? So we had to step aside. I got those shots set up relatively easy for the review, and so you can see them, but we've stepped away. This is a more realistic sporting clay shot. We're gonna go off the #2 machine here, off the Promatic. There we go. Now let's try the #1 machine crosser. Look at that. Further back, let's see what this gun is really made of. Let's turn this into some 50-yard shots, approximately. Let's try a crosser. There it is. I'm liking that. I could definitely make this my sporting clay gun. I like so much about it. Really, there's not a lot I didn't like. Really anything other than every time you close it, there's a little bit of rattle with this aluminum rib. Not a big deal. It's not a quality thing. It's just a sound. But really happy with it. I think it could be a great contender if this gun's going to fit you as far as length. I would like to review more of the Rizzini shotguns. Let me know if there's any particular Rizzini model that you're interested in. Put that down in the comments. Remember guys, whether you're in the field or in life, you're only going to hit those shots you're laser focused on. So live target focused. See ya.